fight. Human freedom, animal rights. Very vegan. For the animals. Very vegan. For the animals.
Running an animal sanctuary requires money. But we must support the sanctuaries and the animals with whatever money that we can by donating our personal money or even fundraising for them. Because a lot of us will spend money on vegan festivals, on cakes, t-shirts, bags, cosmetics, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't attend these events or buy these things for ourselves, but our priorities should be with the animals. You cannot walk down any high street without finding t-shirts, makeup bags, journals, stationery, flouting the vegan brand. Because that's what veganism is turning into. It's a brand, it's a lifestyle, a label to be profited off of. A slogan that anyone can jump onto and sell. Companies that don't even have any animal-centric, vegan or environmentally friendly ideals will rush to create merchandise and plant-based food options, even though they don't believe or even understand what they're selling you. So what I'm attempting to say is that we should not be distracted by this, by the merchandise, by the material things. We should use our wallets, and we can, but where it is most productive. If you want food or merch, you can get it at a sanctuary or a local group or collective that raise money for liberation. Sanctuaries that sell merchandise and food, all of that money goes directly to rehabilitating the survivors of the animal agriculture industries. There are local charities, collectives, groups, they sell their own merchandise, and all of that money goes directly towards animal liberation, whether it be through education or direct action. We can be vegan with pride, and we can fight for liberation with pride, but we must be proud of the movement itself and not just the label. The animals need your money, your time, and your support more than any profit-centric business does. So when you pick up your leaflets, your placards, your megaphones, your ribbons, your stickers, your chalk, whatever it is that you use for your activism, think about also picking up a pitchfork or a shovel, a bag of food, some straw, some hay, and volunteering at your local animal sanctuary. Whether or not you even visit, please consider donating some money and sharing their pages and supporting them. So please search the Retreat Animal Sanctuary, Huglet, Friend Animal Sanctuary, they've a stall. Go and see how you can support them and volunteer. Thank you. For the animals!
I want to start by saying that if you want to, because I'll forget at the end, if you want to follow me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, it's Eco-Friendly Vegan Geek. I had an amazing day while staying in the Bay. I went to a vigil with the Animal Save, one young live hen to us they gave. The slaughterhouse does not hide much, so close to the killing machine we could almost touch. So many hens crammed into each crate, about to meet their horrific fate. Seeing them suffer made me feel sick, each hen barely older than a chick. From hearing their screams, my heart broke. Grabbed by the throat, they would nearly choke. Amazingly, we were given a hen, on the condition we would leave right then. She was terrified and stressed, although out of the lot, her luck was the best. We took the young girl to a park in the sun. So far in her life, she had the most fun. Gradually, she became chilled. This whole experience made me incredibly thrilled. To kill these beautiful beings is a sin. We named the hen Eden after the park we were in. As I stroked Eden's head, I looked into her eye. A magical moment, now she would not die. I could see in her eyes she was so full of life. My heart pounded with joy, for she'd escaped the knife. We showed Eden how it feels to be loved, rather than in a hellhole, just being shoved. We took Eden to a sanctuary nearby. Unsurprisingly, at first she seemed shy. The animals were all happy and free. It was truly special to see.
We have forgotten the power within ourselves. the power that we all own and submit to society in an attempt to make things better. What isn't an easy task is remembering how strong we are when we start acting. Once we give that first step, we are unstoppable. What are you waiting for to take your power back? It has happened before. Nothing lasts forever. From empires to civilizations, the human species has managed to bring down the system consistently, one time after the other. This time we have even more leverage than before. We do not have enough time to keep waiting. We have an even bigger task. We aren't just fighting to change the political system in place, but to shake the foundations of society itself. With Earth screaming for help, wild species becoming extinct faster than ever before, and with the highest number of exploited animals in the history of the planet. Systematic change needs to happen fast and needs to shake all oppression at once. Let's not allow the system to make us think we can't do it.
We're from Brighton's chapter of Direct Action Everywhere, and as individuals we take part in a range of different activism, but under Direct Action Everywhere we focus on disruption in order to challenge the system of speciesism and the social norms in place to excuse the exploitation and abuse of animals. So we're going to be saying a few words about the importance of disruption in the animal rights movement, and then we're going to talk about why activism that makes vegans look bad is okay.
We currently focus our activism on disruptions. We enter locations of violence and speak out against the suffering occurring. We get a lot of criticism for this, such as things like, you won't make people go vegan by shouting at them, you're turning people away from veganism, the best way to get someone to go vegan is through education and being nice to them. I agree, the best way to get someone to go vegan is through education and being nice to them. But that's not what we are trying to do. We'll be explaining the system behind this form of activism to you today. I ask you now to turn your focus away from veganism, the lifestyle that excludes as far as possible products that exploit animals, and towards speciesism, which is the assumption of human superiority that leads to the exploitation and mistreatment of non-human animals. Speciesism, largely comparable to other forms of social oppression, such as racism, which is the assumption of superiority of a certain race over another, leading to the exploitation and mistreatment of a certain race, and sexism, another form of discrimination. Our focus is not on turning individual people vegan, but on challenging a system that thrives off of speciesism, to the point where the vast majority of people are confused when simply confronted with the idea that non-human animals are victims.
Many with broken bodies that need rehabilitation, which is hour by hour work. How does it make sense that we can champion individuals so much, but forget about those that behind the scenes are fighting for those that we are creating change for? They deserve our attention, love, recognition and support. Next time you want to donate, make sure you give it to who needs it most. So I want to start with a statement that has become so prevalent in the movement, it has caused complacency. I don't care why someone goes vegan as long as they do. Now I'm sure everyone here at some point has probably said it, and some people sitting here may still think it, and I can fully understand why you would. However, when we see one of these ridiculous why I'm no longer videos of one of these narcissistic vegan bloggers, why can we be so annoyed when we're prepared to make a statement like we didn't care why they went vegan in the first place?
No one is the saviour of this movement. We just need them to be free. I don't speak for them. We're not their voice. They have their own. Or are we not listening? Their screams are ignored. And that is what's most sickening. And you know what's so frustrating? All this bickering and online hating. You're doing it wrong. I'm doing it right. and the real objective is out of sight.